I run into you. Thoughts black as the dark side of the moon. Won't be no truce, won't be no truce. At your funeral in an all black suit. Couple white girls walking all black too. Me and your man marching in all black boots. Call up the troops, call up the troops. Punch you in the mouth, then knock out your tooth. I can tell when they not telling the truth. Talking that what you gon' do, what you gon' do, what you gon' do. Back and I'm black and I'm acting brand new. In the back like, oh word, diamonds all black like what you heard, what you heard, what you heard. Spilling some Hennessy black on the curb, just for the memory of the deceased. When I black out of awaken the beast.
KBLA Talk 1580. It is your favorite judge whisperer in the building. She also happens to be an attorney in her own right. She is a civil rights attorney. Only civil rights attorney I know who actually spent time as a police officer back in the day, a decorated one at that, and is now one of the ones they hate to see coming in the courtroom. She's been a super lawyer a bunch of times. She got a marksman medal when she was an officer. She got a life-saving medal for diving into a canal full of water and pulling out an unconscious person and doing CPR on them. So see, we're safe. If something happens, Caree will save us. Attorney Caree Harper is with us this morning. And as you know, those of you who are part of our regular KBLA delegation, you know that Attorney Harper has been helping us sort out judges for about 10 years now.
It's our 10th anniversary of doing this, Dominique.
It's our 10th anniversary, so we're doing a thing, and I'm proud of us for that, because I know that a lot of us get to that part of the ballot and we skip over it, or we eeny, meeny, miny, mo, which is not good.
No.
Because you can accidentally vote for someone who is really not in your best interest.
That's true.
Or your loved one, or whoever's going to be in front of a judge, right?
Right. It's sometimes it gets kind of tricky for us, too, because sometimes you have candidates. Both of them would make great candidates. And
okay, so this is what I don't get. How come some judges get to run against nobody and others have like 5 or 6 in one category? It doesn't seem to make sense, because how does this even happen?
I think that should be disallowed. There should be some type of lotto or bingo type of thing that happens when someone's not facing someone, because you have races like 131 with 4 people.
Right.
And then you have 4 people are getting blessed to not be opposed at all.
So how does that happen? Is it a lottery? Does someone decide?
No.
Is it the Secretary of State? Like, how does this happen?
They go into a clerk's office down in Norwalk, and it's like a real big thing. There's some judges and retired judges that look forward to this event like some people look at the Kentucky Derby. Okay, this is my guy, this is my girl, this is who I'm pushing. And they go in there and people can see what seats are available. So there are some folks who intentionally chose races where there's just a public defender if they're a DA and they think their designation is better. There are some folks who have more experience.
So they get to pick what seat they're going to run in,
but
they don't know how many people are going to be running against them in that seat?
They don't know. If they signed up early, say someone in, say, maybe seat 87 signed up early and she got her paperwork in on time and she's a great candidate, right? And then other people decide to jump in and say, let me go against her. I think I'd have a better shot against her. And then now you end up with 3-4 people in one seat. And
yeah, that doesn't seem right. I feel like there should be at least 2 in every seat.
I agree.
It's not like being an assembly member where you have to be from a certain area. You have to live there. Or being a city council member, you got to live in that district. Judges are for the whole county, so anyone could be in any seat, and they could all be. Anyway, we can do a show on that. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
There should be,
but it's really annoying when you don't have a choice. Oh, do we vote for those people, or do we skip over it?
You don't get to vote for them. They're not even subject to investigation. They're not subject to investigation. You know the ratings that everybody puts so much stake in, which, you know, it's interesting how some of the most qualified people are only given a qualified designation, and then you wonder how other folks are well qualified or exceptionally well qualified. You interviewed Holly Hancock. She got a qualified designation. Why? She'd been a kick-butt PD for decades. Why was her designation at that level?
It's random, right?
It's very random, and it's not necessarily fair. It's a popularity contest sometimes.
So that's coming from the Bar Association, but that Bar Association is not it's a private entity, right? It's not like a government body or something.
It's not the government, but it's the LA County Bar Association, and they and people kind of trust them because they
How do you get to be in that?
Right. You get selected. It's made up of 39 folks
Who get picked by who?
Who get picked by the different committees, and who knows? Who knows? You don't nominate them.
That's a whole problem.
Do you remember Biden discontinued looking at those recommendations from the ABA because they're kind of biased and they're slanted?
No, I didn't. I don't remember that, but it makes sense. It's all making sense now. All right, so let's get to these judges. Basically these folks that get lucky or somehow end up with just them in the category, they're going to win. They're
there's no winning. They've already won.
They've won, right? They're judges.
It's just
so why are they even on here?
Well, to show you who they were, and
could I do a write-in? Could I write in like Mickey Mouse or?
It's not going to work. It's
Caree
hard to
Harper.
It's hard to do a write-in. It's hard to do a write-in campaign. After George Floyd, there was like a big write-in. I had a lot of folks that wrote in because they wanted civil rights attorneys. But yeah,
I'm gonna do that.
Remember Natasha Kaye?
Whoops, I'm not allowed to say what I'm doing.
You remember Natasha Kaye?
I do.
Jumped in just because she didn't want a seat going uncontested.
Yeah.
She didn't win that one, but it made a statement.
But Holly Hunter did, by the way.
Holly Hancock did.
I mean, Holly Hancock, excuse me. And she's now a judge.
Yeah. The ratings are arbitrary. David Berger, he ran several times and lost and was getting not qualified because he was writing a little thing about judges and politics, and they didn't like that. It was political. Soon as he closed that little website down, he got a qualified rating, and now he's on the bench.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go in order here. Guys, get your sample ballots out. Don't be peeking at mine.
I'm peeking.
Since I've been you can't. But I've been told not to endorse in this race, and I'm a good soldier. At least not on the air. Off the air, I can do what I want. Okay, so office number 2 is the first one I see here, Judge of the Superior Court. Office number 2, we have Robert Draper versus Tal Valbuena.
Right.
Valbuena, we did interview, and you can see it for yourself. Draper has not returned our calls.
Didn't return your call. And that's Judge Robert Draper. And it's really, it used to be so taboo to go against a sitting judge. But now they're taking no prisoners. If folks aren't doing their job on the bench, we have at least 3 sitting judges that are fighting for their seats right now. So Judge Robert Draper is fighting for his job, and he's in his mid-80s, against Tal K. Valbuena. A lot of folks are saying it's ageism, this and that. But Eric Taylor, who was the presiding judge, black man presiding judge for a couple years ago, had some emails from Judge Draper that were problematic, that went up the chain. So this judge has gotten into trouble, and his mental acuity is being challenged. He's admitted to having Parkinson's, and he's basically working out of what some folks say is a closet at the Superior Court. He hasn't had cases in a couple of years, and it's questionable if he even has a computer. So the taxpayers are essentially paying for him to decide when he wants to retire. I don't know how fair that is. I don't really think it's fair. I'm going to vote for Valbuena.
Do we have, is there, if he's doing that, are we in a judge shortage? Do we have plenty of judges to be able to have a guy just sitting there?
Well, they're letting him do that, and he started drawing these complaints in 2022, and things got continued. The voters shouldn't have to be in this position to vote for him. What could happen is that, okay, hey, what if he keeps his seat, he stays on, and then his things start getting decided, and then we get a Republican governor, and they appoint a Republican for that seat.
So if he ends up not being able to continue because of the scandals or for any other reason, his Parkinson's, then if we had Governor, I don't know, Bianco, he would get to pick a person to replace.
Yes.
Got it.
That's dangerous.
So you're going with Valbuena.
I'm going with Valbuena because the first thing I remember Ruth Bader Ginsburg. We loved her work. She did her job. Obama begged her to have a seat, but not on the bench. She didn't, and we got stuck with Coney Barrett.
Yeah. Wow. Ouch. Okay. We will continue this conversation. We'll speed up a bit. We'll get through all these seats. before we're done. Attorney Caree Harper is here. I'm Dominique DiPrima, and this is KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
In a world full of noise, one station keeps it real. KBLA Talk 1580, where the conversation goes deeper, the voices sound like yours, and the issues that matter most to our community take center stage. Progressive, powerful, unapologetically us. Whether you're driving through the city or tuning in from your home or office, join the public square. KBLA Talk 1580, your home for talk that enlightens, encourages, and empowers. Listen live on our free KBLA 1580 app, on our website at KBLA1580.com, or on your radio dial at 1580 AM.
Unapologetically progressive.
Javier Becerra isn't new to the fight for progress. In Congress, he helped write and pass Obamacare. As Attorney General, he sued Trump over 120 times and won. As Secretary of Health, Becerra took on special interests and lowered drug costs. Endorsed by Planned Parenthood and nurses, Javier Becerra is the fighter we need and the leader we can trust to tackle California's affordability crisis, build more affordable housing, and stop Trump when he violates our civil rights. Ad paid for by Becerra for Governor 2026.
Let's celebrate.
Y'all did it!
Loving each other, needing each other.
Hey, Los Angeles, KBLA Talk 1580 is turning 5, and we're celebrating in a big way.
Oh my God!
Join us Friday, June 19th, Juneteenth, 4 to 7 p.m. at the Beehive for our 5th anniversary bash and Juneteenth celebration. We're talking surprise celebrity guests, a special presentation, and a major announcement you will not want to miss.
I can't wait to hear it.
Plus, live music, dancing, games, and enough food and drink to keep the party going.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Of course, you're welcome to bring your own picnic basket, blanket, and lawn chair. And the best part, it's completely free. But here's the thing. You've got to sign up in advance. Space is limited, so don't wait. Head to KBLA1580.com right now and lock in your spot. Friday, June 19th, The Beehive, KBLA Talk 1580. 5 years strong, and we're just getting started.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
Yeah, man!
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds, and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you, with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou, because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds too. Get a quote right now at 800-511-3535, 800-511-3535, or biglou.com.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
All right, Attorney Caree Harper is here, and we're talking judges, okay? Next hour, we'll be talking with the mayor of the city of Los Angeles about why she is looking for your vote for re-election. Karen Bass will join me next hour. Right now, it's all about these judges. Caree is voting for Tal Valbuena for Superior Court Judge Office number 2. I'm not allowed to say who I'm voting for, but Caree is voting for. Okay. Number 14 is the next seat. We've got Irene Lee, who's a deputy district attorney, and then you have Angie Cristides, who's a deputy district attorney. They're both deputy DAs.
Isn't that interesting? They're running against each other.
Yes.
So initially I looked at this and I thought one thing, and then I got the opportunity to speak with the candidates and sometimes spending a lot of time on the phone with them. I liked Irene Lee. I liked her when we spoke. and it seems like she's in a high-powered position at the DA's office, doing a good job. DA Christides, I have not gotten the opportunity to talk to her directly, but I've heard great things about her, one of which is that she went out on the line to give up information, exculpatory information, meaning helpful information to the defense when she didn't have to and the cops were hiding it. And she got a lot of flack in the office for doing that. So she did the right thing when nobody was looking, and she took flack for it. It doesn't seem like she's really campaigning super, super hard. And I know Irene Lee has gotten a lot of endorsements. The problem that I have with Miss Lee, in addition to, I don't believe she can vote for herself because she's out of county. Some says that Miss Christie's also lives out of county, but I can't confirm that.
But that's allowed. You're allowed.
The judges don't have to live in their district. Isn't it interesting how our congressmen and congresswomen have to live? But anyway, this was a hard one a little bit for me. But she left the DA's office kind of in an uproar about Gascon, and then came back and got a really great position with Nathan Hochman. And I know that for progressive people wanting to vote progressively, I believe that Angie Christides would be the progressive pick.
Right. You haven't decided yet.
I believe that
I got you.
Angie Christides would be the progressive pick. I believe that Irene Lee would do the right thing as she feels it. I feel that she's more conservative, and that doesn't necessarily mean bad, because some people need to be in jail. I mean, hey, but I think there needs to be grace and some other. This was a hard one, and
got it.
So I guess I said that already, right?
Yeah, but I mean that's helpful. It's interesting because Superior Court Judge Office 39. I guess that's one of the ones where you don't get a choice. You could write in, Johnny Cochran or
well, you're throwing the vote away.
Or Attorney Caree Harper.
You're throwing it away when you write.
But there's only one candidate. So.
Well, they're going to just go forward. That's an uncontested seat. That's something that your prior guest, if she wins for assembly, they need to maybe put forth a law that takes away the ability for one person to make judge without even investigating them.
Yeah.
You don't know if they're about to be fired or not because they don't have any background check.
That's crazy. Okay, moving on right along. We've got Superior Court Judge Office 64. Here you have, we skipped over 60 because they're also unopposed.
Yeah. So 64, you have Francisco Amador, who he's a private attorney. I know of him from some cases, and Maria Gobati, who's a deputy DA, and Rhonda Hammond, who's a kick-butt public defender. She ran previously last time against a sitting judge. She was not successful. Well, she had so much fun last time she decided to do it again. I'm just kidding. I'm voting for.
I know because it's hard work and it's not at all fun. She came in the studio. So we got to meet her, and you can see her. She's a black woman, obviously. Yeah. You can see her interview if you would like to. It's on YouTube.
And, some folks might give Rhonda Hammond a little slack. She is who she is, and she said what she said, and that's how, if you are fighting in the trenches, I would want her on my side. If I was facing a case, I'd choose her.
Okay, and a lot of progressives will automatically say, well, she's coming out of the public defender's office. So that's right?
Yes, so I'm voting for Rhonda Hammond.
A lot of us want more public defenders on the bench.
Right. Sometimes you get whammies, though, Dominique. Somebody who used to be a public defender, and you're like, they're giving the defense attorneys no grace, and it's like, wow, where did you come from? So it's hard to know.
Interesting. Okay. So, but in this race, you're picking Heyman.
Heyman, yes.
Rhonda Heyman there.
Yes, and then we have another hard 165.
You
go first with yours.
Okay. So, I don't get to say I've been, nerfed, as they say.
Silenced?
Yeah. But I mean, I can talk about it. I can give you information, but I can't say who I'm voting for. So we had Shaleigh Jimenez, who's an Afro-Latina, I believe. She came in. She's an attorney in private practice. You've got Samuel Wallach Krause, who is an attorney and an author. He also did an interview on the phone. And Anna Slot Kiritano, who ran previously as one of the defenders of justice, right? So she is a public counsel now, county counsel, but was she a defense attorney? What was she?
She was a PD before.
She was a public defender.
It's real. Yeah, I'll let you finish. Yeah.
And then Justin Allen Clayton, who's a young public defender.
Some might have suits older than he's been in a time. Just kidding.
Right. But so do you think is there youthful wisdom needed on the bench too, or is it just those of us who are seasoned?
Seasoned, yes. This was difficult too. I spoke briefly with Mr. Clayton, and I know Anna Raitano extensively before because she was one of the 4 defenders of justice with Holly Hancock, Ashley Haynes that you interviewed, and then one other defender of justice, and they were supported by La Defensia. But this time, La Defensia is throwing their support behind Justin Clayton. He's a young...
Which is wild, right? For them to go from one candidate to another. I really did like Anna Slacky-Raitano when I interviewed her. I found her to be personable. I found her to be accessible and smart. Justin Allen Clayton, young, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. And getting backing from a lot of the progressive slates as well here.
He's getting a lot of the slates. He's been an attorney 14 years. He's been at the PD's office for 12. That's not a bad stint of time. And some folks might say Anna Slacky paid her dues. She ran a race, she paid her dues, and now she's getting experience at the county counsel's office. She's only been there a couple years. She's working in youth and development, and she's able to make some policy decisions.
So is that a double endorsement? Are you endorsing Anna or Justin? They're Attorney Raitano or Attorney Clayton.
I know, because you want me to just pick, and I hope both of them end up being in the runoff. That way, we can be assured that we're going to get a great person in that slot. I just have a problem with what it seems to be the case. It seems like Anna Raitano may have jumped into the race against Justin and chose to go against him when there are 4 other folks who are running unopposed. So when you select that person, and
would she have known that they were running unopposed, though? To be fair,
well, some of the races you can see who's in the race. You can sign up for multiple. You can sign up for multiple seats, and then people play games on the last day.
Okay, so look, what I'm hearing you say is it's either Raitano or Clayton, and I have seen both endorsed by what I will call progressive slates.
Right.
Knock LA is going with her.
Right.
I believe LA Forward is going with him. So,
So
if you're going to eeny meeny and you want to stay on the progressive side. But then again, you got Chile Jimenez who came in. Go listen to the interviews.
I think, just like you said, it's like voting for the Green Party. She might very well be a great candidate, but there's going to be someone with a better designation than attorney at law in the finals.
Got you. Okay.
It's just the way that people are choosing. They're going to either go DA or PD.
Okay, let's go to seat 66. We'll start it. We only have a minute and a half before news, traffic, and sports. You have attorney at law Cheryl Turner versus Deputy DA Ben Forer. They're both, they both seem like possible progressive choices. Is that wrong?
I would agree with you. Cheryl C. Turner, black female, does landlord-tenant law on the landlord side, from what I understand. But she's ran for other positions.
She's the Apartment Association of Greater Los Angeles. She's on their board of directors.
I wasn't able to track her down. I didn't get the
she
secret decoder ring. You need a secret decoder ring to find some of these judicial candidates.
Yeah.
So couldn't track her down. I didn't speak with Ben Forer either, but I talked with other people about him, and my understanding is that he's, quote, a better than average DA, and folks are going with him. I'll just throw somebody out you interviewed last week, Tiffany Blacknell, who was a longtime public defender, then went to Gascon. She's going with Ben Forer for seat 66.
Okay. And by the way, Asha Jordan, our booking producer here, does have a secret decoder ring because she was able to get Cheryl Turner in, and so we do have an interview.
That's
you
great.
can find that on YouTube.
Well, there we have
go
it.
Asha, yeah, but she's been doing some serious sleuthing because some of these people do not make themselves easy to find.
It would be nice if they would put things on their website, huh?
Wouldn't it?
Well, if they had a website.
You gotta have a website. All right, as Jazz Mechanic says, gotta have a website if you want to run for office. All right, we'll continue this conversation after news, traffic, and sports on KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to here with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Chicago's Black Mayor Brandon Johnson is pushing back on tougher measures to stop teen takeovers, saying a more aggressive approach won't work.
In other places, these aggressive tactics have not necessarily deterred these gatherings from taking place. In fact, they ultimately exacerbate the situation.
His comments come after a chaotic weekend that left 5 officers hit by a car. 4 people are dead after a shooting in Los Angeles. It happened near the intersection of Parthenia Street and Woodley Avenue. Police say 2 adults and 2 children were killed in North Hills. Neighbors suspect a murder-suicide, but authorities say there's no ongoing threat. And Lil Wayne is allegedly secretly engaged to an Indiana woman in her 20s. According to TMZ, the engagement happened earlier this year. The rapper was previously engaged to model Letitia Thomas before splitting in 2020. Get BIN News now, on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Hard Rock Casino Tejon, where every bite equals rewards time. Savor bold flavors at deep cut steak and seafood. Discover your love for Pan Asian at Yu or grab a classic at Hard Rock Cafe. Sign up for Unity by Hard Rock today. Must be 21 years of age or older. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Alabama State is the only HBCU competing in the 64-team NCAA baseball tournament. The tournament begins Friday at sites around the country. Alabama State, champions of the SWAC Conference, was placed in the Tuscaloosa Regional. The Hornets will play Alabama, the host school, on Friday in Tuscaloosa at 4 p.m. LA time. For Alabama State alumni in the LA area, you can catch the game live on ESPN+. UCLA is the number 1 overall seed in the tournament. The Bruins are 51-6. The NBA gave a warning to San Antonio Spurs star Victor Wembanyama for not speaking to reporters after the Spurs' Game 5 loss to Oklahoma City in the Western Conference Finals. Wembanyama refused to go to the media room for the post-game press conference. The NBA has fined players as much as $25,000 for refusing to cooperate with the media. Game 6 is Thursday night in San Antonio. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Let me tell you something about Los Angeles. This city doesn't have small problems, so it damn sure doesn't need small, weak leadership. That's why I support Karen Bass. She walked into a system that was slow, broken, and reluctant to change. She cut through red tape and started moving people off the streets into housing. She created the Office of Community Safety to make our neighborhoods safer, supported wage increases for many underpaid workers, expanded contract opportunities for small minority business, and signed an executive order to give formerly incarcerated people a second chance. Karen Bass is about real change. I'm Samuel L. Jackson, and I've seen a lot of people talk tough. Karen Bass is tough. That's why I'm voting for Karen Bass, and you should too. So vote today. You received your ballot in the mail by now. You don't even have to go to the polls. Just fill out your ballot and hand it to your postal worker. No stamp needed.
Paid for by Re-elect Karen Bass for Mayor 2026, 445 South Figueroa Street, Suite 2400, Los Angeles, California 90071. Funding details at ethics.lacity.gov.
Let's be real. For too long, too many of our students have sat in overcrowded classrooms in underfunded public schools.
But as head of the San Diego School Board, Richard Barrera changed that.
Under Barrera's leadership, student literacy rose from the state average all the way to #1 among major urban school districts. Barrera led the way for smaller classrooms and for teachers to be paid what they're worth.
Barrera funded more counselors and mental health services, and community schools that teach real-world skills for future jobs.
A community organizer who became an education leader to fight for our kids. The only candidate for State Superintendent of Public Instruction.
Backed by the 310,000 classroom educators of the California Teachers Association. Vote Democrat Richard Barrera for State Superintendent.
Ad paid for by California Teachers Association Independent Expenditure Committee, not authorized by a candidate or committee controlled by a candidate.
Javier Becerra isn't new to the fight for progress. In Congress, he helped write and pass Obamacare. As Attorney General, he sued Trump over 120 times and won. As Secretary of Health, Becerra took on special interests and lowered drug costs. Endorsed by Planned Parenthood and nurses, Javier Becerra is the fighter we need and the leader we can trust to tackle California's affordability crisis, build more affordable housing, and stop Trump when he violates our civil rights. Ad paid for by Becerra for Governor 2026.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, Attorney Caree Harper over here changing my mind about some of these Superior Court judge choices. I guess that's what you're here for, right? That's what you're here for, to make us make smarter choices. So I think we're on seat 81, which is David Walgren, a judge who is a sitting judge, versus Dan Kaplowitz, who is an attorney and experimental filmmaker.
I'm going with the sitting judge. I don't see a whole bunch of things jumping out about him. He's been rated exceptionally well qualified. He's pretty much got the highest ranking, even though you don't
like their rankings.
I don't like it, but I don't see why this guy is choosing to go after this person, especially when there are other candidates who have severe dings from the Judicial Performance, the Council on Judicial Performance. There's a couple of judges. I won't name them because no one challenged them for some reason.
Right, I gotcha. Okay, so you're going with the sitting judge Walgren on that one.
Yes.
The next race is also got a little confusion for progressives. Seat 87, you've got Sharice Sanders Gordon, who's a deputy city attorney. She's a prosecutor. Black woman, though, right?
Yes, she is.
You have David DeJute, who's a law professor, who's caught some folks' imagination, and then Anthony A.J. Bain, who is a public defender. Many of us would automatically vote for the public defender as a progressive.
Very likable guy. A lot of folks like him. He's racked up a lot of endorsements, and you don't really run across a lot of folks who say bad things about him. I happen to have gone to junior high and high school with Sharice Sanders Gordon, and she was just Sharice Sanders in, and so I'll give that disclosure. I'm voting for her because I personally know that she would do the right thing. She was like, I think you asked me to call in before when you had her in, and had her on, and I think the character matters. Yes, she's a prosecutor. Yes, her job is to prosecute. If she was a PD, her job would be to zealously defend. I think that I'm going to vote for Sharice Sanders Gordon. I do understand why other folks are voting for A.J. Bain and David DeJute, who's very diverse, and you want to see different positions. But I would be remiss if I didn't do that. But I have to give the disclosure.
Well, Sharice Sanders Gordon used to be an elementary school teacher in Watts.
Teacher.
When she came on the show, what she told me is that what she saw happening with her little ones in elementary school in Watts inspired her to become an attorney, and now is motivating her to seek a seat on the bench.
Yes. Good heart will do the right thing, and I'm not taking anything away from A.J. Bain or David DeJute, so I'm voting for Sharice Sanders.
Okay, seat number 116, you have Paul Thompson, who's a deputy district attorney, versus Pat Connolly. Again, you have a sitting judge here. Pat Connolly is a son of a police chief. He started out as a prosecutor on homicides, and you're not so, your bar rating is well qualified. I know you find that to be not that reliable, but so the guy's he's already on the court. He's
for 18 years.
For 18 years. And he also has some controversies. He's been admonished 3 times for the California Commission on Judicial Performance. He talked about that pretty forcefully when he came on the show. So I definitely, if you're confused on this one, go listen to those. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are, when you have this come up, you wonder who's supporting the folks and who's going against them. Do you remember Georgia Huerta, who ran a cycle ago? Mm-hmm. Georgia, straight out of Compton, even though her last name is Latina. She's a black female. She practiced in Compton. She was a prosecutor in Compton, and she and Judge Conley endorsed her twice. She ran the first time and lost and ran again. She's endorsed him. And
she's endorsed Pat Connolly?
Yes.
Interesting.
And
okay.
And a lot of folks, he has support. He does have support across the board. Of course, he's going to get the police associations and the more conservative
his dad is a
ones.
cop. His brother is a cop. I think his uncle is. I mean, he comes from a police family.
Well,
for sure.
So cop too.
If he, I know you are a cop. I'm just saying. So of course he's going to get the police association.
Right.
Yeah.
I liked him. I liked him. I did speak with him at length. That was before I read some of the. I spoke with him before I read the actual incidents that he got in trouble for. I think it's problematic if you exclude a defense attorney when you're having a discussion in court about the defense attorney's acts. That's called an ex parte communication. You can't do that. And so that's one of the things that he did get dinged for. And I think that some of the problem that people are having is that he may be unrepentant about it and just say, hey, I did what I did and I stand by it and I would do it again.
I don't know that I quite got that attitude
No.
on the. You have to go back and look at the interview. He does kind of argues against his admonishments in the sense that he made them seem like they weren't that big of a deal, but he didn't give me the attitude like I'd do it again.
I don't want to say that getting an admonishment from CJP, it's not that big a deal. It's a really big deal. But reading it, the things that he got dinged for, I'm like, is that it? Because he was cursing about the LACPA rating of not qualified when he ran before. Who doesn't sometimes curse like a sailor when they're doing whatever? I've heard judges do 10 times worse than that, and they didn't get in trouble.
Are you voting for Connolly, or you don't know yet?
Who are you voting for, Dominique?
I'm not allowed to say.
I'm going to read who Dominique's voting for.
Then you'll get me fired. You're not going to do that. But
what's interesting?
But you know what? You'll be able to read it because it'll be somewhere. I can't say on the air.
I'm going to post mine too, and I'm going to defer. I do look at some what the other folks are endorsing, and a lot of progressive folks are going for Thompson. But you wonder why this DA, he's another white male, you're choosing to go after this white male seat. Why? Why did you pick that?
Maybe they thought because he had admonishments, he might be vulnerable. I mean, that would be.
But look at for cursing during an interview.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
Jeez
I would be fired.
Whiz.
I would have been fired 20 years ago.
A lot of us would. I mean, sometimes it's therapeutic to let off an F-bomb, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, let's move on because we're going to run out of time.
Okay.
Seat 131. This is a tough one. There are 4 people running. David Ross, who's a deputy alternate public defender. And then you have Troy Slayton, who's an administrative law judge, Department of Industrial Relations. I liked both of them. Donna Treifman, who's a public defender. She was interviewed by James Farr. I didn't meet her, but you can see that interview yourself. And Carlos Damier, I'm not sure I'm saying it right. He's an administrative law judge and an unemployment insurance appeals board member.
I know Troy Slayton. I had a lot of contact with him. I think in a pinch or when no one's looking, I think he would do the right thing. I spoke with David Ross and Donna Treifman. I like both of them in our conversations. I personally think that Troy Slayton I think he's due. I think he's earned it.
Yeah,
he's run judge
before, right?
He ran a clean campaign before. He's been an administrative law judge. No, that's not a regular judge, but he does make decisions where other people are concerned, and he calls the balls and strikes. I know he came in and spoke with you. You spoke with him twice. You've interviewed him a couple of times.
Yeah. And Troy's the one that was. Attorney Slayton. I don't know him like that. Is the one that was a successful child actor.
Yes,
right?
he was.
And then had a whole successful career as an attorney. Now, as a person in entertainment, I was impressed by that because a lot of child actors, end up
Fall
on the
by the
skids.
wayside.
They end up on drugs. They get caught up. So to go and have a whole career as an attorney and now be looking to a third career as a judge, I found that impressive.
I think that's a well-rounded type of thing. Now, by all means, Donna Treifman has spent decades at the PD's office. She's been in charge. She's made decisions. She's trained people. Some folks, and I've asked around the candidates too, people who've worked with them, and some folks have said things like bullying. Well, when you have a sworn oath to be a zealous advocate, so you have a duty to try and push the limit, walk it to the line a little bit sometimes. So that sometimes the same type of personality that will get your clients off, people may have a problem with in your private or social life, and then send text messages out. There's a bunch of text messages that she allegedly was involved in. A lot of personal stuff has gotten involved in a couple of these races. So I don't think really, I don't think there's going to be a runoff here, and she's the only female in the race.
Yeah, I always give a side eye when people say bullying or
especially
the B
if
word
it's
when it comes to women.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, because if you're aggressive or if assertive, you're doing your job. They'll call a man a great leader. They'll call him passionate. They'll call me or you a female dog.
Right.
Yeah.
So in attaboy, she would get attaboys for doing this if she were a man. Same thing with Rhonda Heyman. They say certain terms of art about her. Now we know that they're buzzwords like, oh, she rolls her eyes. Really? Does anyone other than black female
Dominique
allegedly rolls her eyes?
Rolls her eyes upon hearing this. Well, okay, so the Knock LA, they're saying the progressive choice is David Ross. Personally know Troy Slayton. You said you thought he'd do the right thing when no one is looking. Donna Treifman, the only woman in here, is a public defender. Do you want to call it?
I'm going to call it for Troy Slayton, and it's not taking anything away from David Ross and Donna Treifman. More than likely, there'll definitely be a runoff in that.
Yep. Okay, and seat 141 is one of those no opponent seats.
Right.
Then 176, you've got Gloria Marin. She's from Nicaragua. She came in. She's a deputy district attorney. And then you have Zachary Smith, who's a public defender. And again, you have
Zachary Smith.
Yeah, Zachary. You're calling Zachary Smith?
I'm calling Zachary Smith.
Yeah.
Great things about him. Hard worker. Zachary Smith. And there's a lot of stuff, personal things that I won't get into about Gloria Marin that I've researched about, but I'm voting for Zachary
one thing
Smith.
that I'm reading here is that she's been endorsed by Jackie Lacey and Steve Cooley. So for a lot of, Marin has been.
Mm-hmm.
So for a lot of progressives, that's a non-starter.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was a quick one. For
Okay.
me talking so much about the other one, that was a quick one.
Okay, seat 181, we've got Tanai Lindsay, who's an administrative law judge, versus Ryan Dibble, who is a Superior Court commissioner.
Yes, and I don't think Miss Lindsay or Judge Lindsay has really been campaigning that much. I did not get to speak with her. She has a little bit of discipline. She's an administrative law judge. She's a black female. You'd really like to talk with someone more and have themselves make themselves available. But notwithstanding that, Ryan Dibble to me is an amazing candidate.
Really?
Amazing. He is like a breath of fresh air. He's a current commissioner, which is like a junior varsity judge already.
Mm-hmm.
See, so he's already calling the balls and strikes. No, he hasn't been in that position long. He's only been there maybe about a year. And prior to that, he was a DA. But by all accounts, he has been a fair DA. He ran in 2022. He got primaried out by the public, by the Defenders of Justice. You remember the four group? So he was in one of those groups with 1 million candidates in it, and he got pushed out. So he's a white male going against a black female, and I'm voting for him. And
You're calling it for Ryan Dibble.
I am. It's important to say that because I think that fairness should kind of, I don't know. I think that's the right thing to do, because I worry about this administrative law judge and some of the things that are in her package, in her background.
Okay.
And you guys can all they can go to the sites and look at some of the disciplinary things. And
what sites would we go to?
You can go to the CJP, the Council on Judicial Performance, and
okay.
see what Judge Connolly is accused of, and even read some of if you want to read the books on this and judge for yourself. But sometimes you don't get dinged until you've done things a lot, which is why it's kind of problematic, where you kind of wonder, you got the Judge Connollys who's done something a lot. What else have you not gotten dinged for? So you kind of have to wonder where you have these folks.
Okay.
So is that...
Yep, I hear you.
Am I going back and forth, or did I make it?
No, I get what you're saying.
Clear.
Well, when we come forward, we're going to do the speed round in case you're getting confused or lost. We'll just go through these pretty quickly, so you can, jot down our thoughts and yours. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
My name is Cynthia Mitchell. I've been an emergency room nurse in Los Angeles County for 25 years. I've been there through every fire season, every outbreak, every earthquake. Every time Los Angeles needed us, the doctors and nurses of Los Angeles County showed up. And right now, I'm seeing another disaster coming. Trump's cuts to Los Angeles County's healthcare system are a public health crisis in the making. Medi-Cal, public hospitals, disaster preparedness are all at risk. But we can stop it. Measure ER fights back against these cuts. For a half a penny, we keep emergency rooms open, care within reach for working families, and doctors and nurses serving the communities we love. When you vote yes on Measure ER, you're not just voting for healthcare, you're voting for LA. Vote yes on Measure ER by June 2nd.
Ad paid for by Yes on ER, Restore Healthcare for Angelenos, sponsored by St. John's Community Health and Health Justice Action Fund. Ad committee top funder, St. John's Community Health.
Hi, I'm Chris Holden, former California Assembly member, former Mayor of Pasadena, and CEO of LA Fire Justice. I've spent my career fighting for our communities. When I saw Edison celebrating $4.5 billion in profits while Eaton fire survivors struggled to make ends meet, it made me simultaneously sick and furious. Families and individuals are dealing with financial pressure, insurance delays, costly remediation, and the painful question of how to rebuild their lives, while the utility that caused the fire is paying its executives millions and is more profitable than ever. That's not justice, that's a disgrace. Join the lawsuit with LA Fire Justice to hold Edison accountable. We're here to help you, your family, and our community recover. Visit lafirejustice.com today to learn more about your eligibility and how to start.
Advertisement. Douglas Boxer, 221 East Walnut Street, Suite 100, Pasadena, California, 91101 is the attorney responsible for this ad.
LA Fire Justice is proud to sponsor Conversation Live, Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
His mother was a teacher and activist. His father was a Navy veteran. He built a company worth billions, and then he walked away from it, turning from profit to purpose, helping those who need it most. That's Tom Steyer. When big oil tried to pollute our air and water, Tom fought to stop them and won. When corporations were dodging taxes, Tom closed the loophole and got billions for public schools. And when party leaders were afraid to take on Trump, he led a movement to impeach him.
This president is unfit, he's dangerous, and we need to get rid of him.
Now, Trump is attacking Tom because, like the oil companies and the tax cheats, Donald Trump knows Tom Steyer answers to no one and will do whatever it takes to stop special interests and start lowering costs for Californians.
I can't do it by myself. I need you guys to be with me, and we need to do this together.
Politicians make promises. Tom Steyer makes a difference. Make sure you vote Tom Steyer for governor, June 2nd.
Ad paid for by Steyer for Governor 2026.
Hey, KBLA listeners, this is Stephen Bradford, candidate for State Insurance Commissioner on June 2nd. I've spent my entire life as a public servant on the Gardena City Council, the State Assembly, and the State Senate, standing up for working families, small businesses, seniors, and communities that are too often left behind. I'm running for State Insurance Commissioner because we need an advocate, a watchdog, who will make sure insurance is not only available, but affordable for all Californians. I, like you, am tired of being dropped from coverage after doing everything right. or wondering if anyone is on your side after a disaster strikes, I will be your strongest advocate to make sure we have a vibrant insurance market that creates greater competition and more choices for consumers like yourself. We need a market that serves all of California. As your next insurance commissioner, I will be that warrior to make sure all Californians have affordable insurance. Your ballots have arrived. I ask you to vote for Stephen Bradford as your next insurance commissioner. Stephen Bradford, a name you know. Stephen Bradford, a name you can trust. Vote by June 2nd.
Paid for by Stephen Bradford for Insurance Commissioner.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
KBLA Talk 1580. It's Judge Time. Judge Time. Next hour, we'll be talking with the mayor of Los Angeles about why she deserves your vote for re-election. Okay, so look, we're going to do speed round here. Attorney Caree Harper is with us. She's a civil rights attorney, and she's been helping us sort out judges for the past 10 years so we can make informed, smart decisions rather than go eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So we're going to go speed round here. If you have your sample ballot, you can mark it up. You do everything we do or just do the opposite of what we do. It's up to you. Okay, so speed round here. Seat number 2, you have Judge Robert Draper versus Tal Valbuena. You gave us a clear choice on that one, Caree Harper.
Valbuena.
Seat office number 14, we have Irene Lee versus Andrew Christidis. This one was a little bit more circuitous, but you had a clear choice.
Circuitous. Oh wow.
Circuitous.
Let me get my Google out.
It's around. It's around and around and around. It's a long way to get there.
Wow.
Anyway, Lee versus Christidis. I believe you landed on Christidis.
I did.
Yes. Okay, then 39 is unopposed. I'm writing in Mickey Mouse. No, I'm writing in Attorney Caree Harper. Seat 60 is unopposed. I'm writing in Attorney Caree Harper. Seat 64, whoops, I'm not supposed to say who I'm voting for. I take that back. Seat 64, Maria Gabati, Rhonda Heyman, and Francisco Amador.
Rhonda Heyman.
For seat 64, according to Attorney Caree Harper. And seat 65 was another tough one. You've got 4 folks running. Chalet Jimenez, Samuel Wallach, Krause Jimenez, a private attorney, Krause, a legal author, Slotky Ritano, deputy counsel, and Justin Allen Clayton, a young deputy public defender.
Justin Clayton.
You're going with Clayton on that one. Okay, office number 66.
That was difficult, though.
That one
with
was
Ritano, because she's a former defender of justice.
But you landed on giving the young guy a shot here. Judge for seat 66, you got Cheryl Turner versus Ben Forer.
Ben Forer, and I'm looking at other folks also whose decision I trust and whose work with him.
Other
I think I referred to Tiffany Blacknell you had on before,
yes.
And a couple of other current sitting judges.
Okay. 81, David Walgren versus Dan Kaplowitz. You said Walgren.
Walgren. Who
is already a judge. 87, Cherie Sanders Gordon, David DeJute, and A.J. Bain.
Gordon.
You went with Gordon. Seat 116 was Paul Thompson versus Pat Connolly.
You've changed my mind. Oops, I'm not supposed to say that. I'm not supposed to say that.
Okay, we can't.
Oh, Carrie, I just let it out the back. Don't tell anybody. Okay, Paul Thompson.
Judge for seat 131, David Ross, Troy Slayton, Donna Treifman, and Carlos Damier. They're all attorneys. Where did you land?
Two are administrative law judges. Troy Slayton
landed with Troy Slayton, and then in 176, Gloria Marin versus Zachary Smith. Seat 181, Tanai Lindsay versus Ryan Dibble. And that concludes. We did it, Carrie. Pound, pound, pound. We've got a minute left. What do you want to leave us with?
Whew. That's difficult. That was difficult. I don't know. It's important to vote on the judges. I think a couple of the races we can't really go wrong with, and we talked about those. I don't know. I'll post these. Hopefully, I won't change when I put it on my IG.
Well, if you do, you do. Harper for Justice. Is it with a 4 or an FOR?
The number 4, Harper for Justice on Instagram, because was doing this, trying to interview the folks over the Memorial Day weekend, and you pray that you're making the right pick because it's so important.
It is so important.
They decide everybody's fate.
Yeah, and a lot of us have been spooked by making bad choices in the past. But you are incredibly reliable in terms of, being able to see and find out information and background on these folks. So thank you for your work on this over the past 10 years.
It has been a decade, right?
Harper, number 4 Justice. It's been a decade. News, traffic, and sports. And then we're talking with Mayor Karen Bass. Election season is upon us. KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Chicago's Black Mayor Brandon Johnson is pushing back on tougher measures to stop teen takeovers, saying a more aggressive approach won't work.
In other places, these aggressive tactics have not necessarily deterred these gatherings from taking place. In fact, they ultimately exacerbate the situation.
His comments come after a chaotic weekend that left 5 officers hit by a car. 4 people are dead after a shooting in Los Angeles. It happened near the intersection of Parthenia Street and Woodley Avenue. Police say 2 adults and 2 children were killed in North Hills. Neighbors suspect a murder-suicide, but authorities say there's no ongoing threat. And Lil Wayne is allegedly secretly engaged to an Indiana woman in her 20s. According to TMZ, the engagement happened earlier this year. The rapper was previously engaged to model Letitia Thomas before splitting in 2020. Get BIN News now, on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Hard Rock Casino Tejon, where every bite equals rewards time. Savor bold flavors at Deep Cut Steak and Seafood. Discover your love for Pan Asian at Yu or grab a classic at Hard Rock Cafe. Sign up for Unity by Hard Rock today. Must be 21 years of age or older. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Alabama State is the only HBCU competing in the 64-team NCAA baseball tournament. The tournament begins Friday at sites around the country. Alabama State, champions of the SWAC Conference, was placed in the Tuscaloosa Regional. The Hornets will play Alabama, the host school, on Friday in Tuscaloosa at 4 p.m. LA time. For Alabama State alumni in the LA area, you can catch the game live on ESPN+. UCLA is the number 1 overall seed in the tournament. The Bruins are 51-6. The NBA gave a warning to San Antonio Spurs star Victor Wembanyama for not speaking to reporters after the Spurs' Game 5 loss to Oklahoma City in the Western Conference Finals. Wembanyama refused to go to the media room for the post-game press conference. The NBA has fined players as much as $25,000 for refusing to cooperate with the media. Game 6 is Thursday night in San Antonio. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Let's celebrate. Y'all did it! Loving each other, needing each other.
Hey, Los Angeles. KBLA Talk 1580 is turning 5, and we're celebrating in a big way.
Oh my God!
Join us Friday, June 19th, Juneteenth, 4 to 7 p.m. at the Beehive for our 5th anniversary bash and Juneteenth celebration. We're talking surprise celebrity.